What's going on, everybody? Nazdarachi back again for some more second anniversary fun on a fucking bun. We got a whole bunch of items to pull out of the item chest here, so let's do that real quick. Oh, free life siphons. The Bahamut. I don't know if you guys know this, but you may, like myself, have gotten 2 Bahamuts, along with all this other goodness. There was one that was bugged out and couldn't be honed and only attacked once, and they corrected it and resent it out to everybody. So along with all these goodies here, and the Book of Memories, nice little free gift, some more mithril. See, you should have 2 Bahamuts potentially there, and that would be why. So let's collect all those goodies, and the real reason we're here today is to check out this Relic banner. Now this is the first official anniversary banner here. It is going to have some pretty decent items. Some drawbacks, some really good items, so let's go ahead and check out what is available here. Now the first item is the Keeper's Frock Coat. It is a USB for Tiro. Light armor, but significantly boosted stats compared to other native 5-star light armors. 19 attack, 146 defense and resistance as opposed to 113. And it adds a minor resistance to silence, which is useful for light armor to have that. And these stats, this is a pretty good piece of stat armor if nothing else. As well, there's a synergy bonus in core areas for minor resistance to instant KO. Not particularly noteworthy on that. The Ultra Soul Break, Warder's Apocrypha, temporarily grant all allies haste and a barrier that enables them to avoid 1 debuff, automatically heal damage they take, so HP stock up to 2k, and remove the delay from the user's actions for 2 turns. This can be a potentially good move right here. It's not one of the top tier Ultra Soul Breaks, but the Haystega and the HP stock debuff barrier, it's a good little collection of stuff. If you're in a situation where you don't need to be casting Sentinel's Grimoire or his Burst Soul Break, or say for example you've saved up 2 tiers of Soul Break bars, then you might be able to make something happen with this. All in all, it is very good stats. You won't be upset if you have this, especially if you use Tiro as your kind of run-of-the-mill, do-everything, jack-of-all-trades character. Your percent chance to draw this light armor here is about 1.26%. Moving forward here, the next item is the Chirijiradin. It is an Overstrike 6-star katana for Sephiroth. Now this is a very interesting sword right here. It does have 169 attack, so that is on the upper end good, definitely notable stats, and it is a katana. One of Sephiroth's major issues is that he doesn't really have a wide pool of relic weapons to choose from. He can't use regular swords, so daggers, katanas, definitely notable. So the stats on this are going to be good for him. You'll definitely be happy if you get this. Now the bonus effect is a dark boost, but it is synergy dependent. This will be kind of invalidated down the line when his next Burst Soul Break comes out, because that'll have a constant dark synergy. So that's where this item becomes kind of mixed in terms of stats and constant synergy bonuses. As well, his Overstrike here, Heaven's Light, deal massive physical dark and fire damage to 1 target, can break the damage cap, is rather basic, and it also is somewhat invalidated by his second Burst Soul Break, because you will want to use that move. It has a really high damage output, and it is even feasible that you'd want to just recast his Burst Soul Break and continue using it instead of using this Overstrike. The only situation where this is going to be really beneficial is when you use it as a finishing move, which is really what Overstrikes are kind of meant for anyway. So as a finishing move with a cool animation and as a decent sword stat-wise for Sephiroth to actually be able to use, this is not a terrible item at all. You have about a 1.03% chance to draw this. I definitely wouldn't mind getting it, but again, it's going to have mixed functionality in the future. Take it or leave it, it's definitely not a bad item. Next up, we have the Overstrike for Onion Knight here. The Onion Armor, Heavy Armor, Attack and Magic 14, Defense 179, and Resistance 121. Also adds a constant minor resistance to Petrify, which doesn't really get used very often. With Synergy bonus, you have another minor resistance to instant KO, which is kind of even less of an issue. and it's heavy armor, so that's kind of limiting, but the stats are fairly decent. Overstrike, Sword, and Spell deal massive physical or magical non-elemental damage to one target, can break the damage cap, and the attack type depends on the stats of the user. So this is an above average Overstrike just because it's very versatile. Normally, non-elemental damage doesn't really deal as high of numbers as some of the other types of attacks or overstrikes you have in the game, but it definitely shines in situations where you have enemies that are resistant to multiple elements or potentially all elements. As well, it's versatile on the fact that if you're stacking Onion Knight for either magic or physical, the attack will vary. So because this is such a versatile attack, it is definitely better than average, and if you're using Onion Knight as one of your main support characters on your A team, you'll definitely want this to complement his arsenal. Seems like you have about a 0.68% chance to draw this, which is the lowest percent chance of really any of the items on the banner, so good luck to you, and me as well. Next we have Abel's Lance. This is a tried and true, time-tested Burst Soul Break for Kain. 130 attack. Bonus effect adds a small boost to lightning damage, is very useful. No synergy required, so it'll help you out no matter what you're doing with it. And Burst Soul Break Dragoon's Pride. Deal 4 jump, lightning, and non-elemental attacks to all targets, grant haste and burst mode to the user, and temporarily infuse the user with the power of lightning. Burst abilities: Stormblood Dragon. Deal 2 ranged physical lightning attacks to one target, remove the delay from the user's jump attacks for 2 turns. And Triumphant Lancet. Deal 2 ranged physical lightning attacks to one target, and restore 1 ability use to the ability with the fewest remaining uses. That's really your trump card on these burst commands, because you can bring Kain into battle with some choice abilities that are going to really help out his whole jumping mechanic. Sky High being one of them, I believe Lightning Dive and Dragoon Dive being other ones that you'll really want to use in conjunction with this Burst Soul Break to really maximize its potential. And Triumphant Lancet means that you can have low hones and still be completely functional with Kain. So this is a very good Burst Soul Break item. You definitely will not be unhappy if you add this one to your arsenal. And your chance of drawing it is about 1.03% here. Next item, the Burst Soul Break Arc Blast for Van here. This is debatably one of, if not the best Burst Soul Break in the game. It was introduced a long time ago, and throughout all that time it is still maintained because it is just that good. Now, it is a dagger, 118 attack, so nothing really crazy on the stats. But the Burst Soul Break here, Arc Blast, deal 5 instant range physical attacks to one target, temporarily lower its magic and defense a large amount, and grant haste and burst mode to the user. The instant attacks in and of themselves are pretty dang useful. The break is highly stackable. Magic and defense are pretty rare to have on other abilities, so it stacks with pretty much everything in the entire game. The stat loss is also a large amount, so that's definitely really functional. The burst abilities, Addle, deal physical damage to one target and temporarily lower its magic a large amount, has reduced delay before the attack triggers. And Expose, deal physical damage to one target and temporarily lower its defense a large amount, has a reduced delay before the attack triggers. So these function at the same rate as ninja abilities do, so it's basically half cast. They are both as well very stackable breaks, and they really are super versatile because you can attack so quickly with Van. You can roll out a whole lot of DPS with him. And again as well, the Burst Soul Break itself is instant, so that can really help you out. This again is one of the best, if not the best, Burst Soul Breaks in the game, so this would be one that you would want to pull on this banner for if you want a very strong DPS character addition to your team. Your chances of pulling this dagger are about 1.48%, so I wouldn't be upset if I had this item in my draw, but I don't have Van leveled right now, so it would definitely cost me some resources. Thankfully they gave away a whole bunch of them. The Runegraven Bow, we don't really have to go into too much detail on. It was featured in one of my episodes recently on the Final Fantasy II banner, but just to briefly go over it, attack 81, magic 126, no bonus effects. The Burst Soul Break is in the top tier of mage Burst Soul Breaks, mainly because of the burst commands. but 8 magic, earth, and non-elemental attacks to one target, haste and burst mode to the user, and infusion of earth power. Very good. You know, earth doesn't do a terrific amount of damage, but this ability as well is not resisted by very many enemies, so it is definitely useful. The burst abilities break, deal 3 to 6 magic, earth, non-elemental attacks to one target with a small chance to petrify. Petrify being pretty irrelevant, but the number of attacks dealt depends on the user's magic. So if you get up, you know, to the upper end of the magic soft cap, you know, over 1,000 magic, you're going to be dealing 6 magic attacks, and they do a lot of damage. The multiplier on them is really great, and obviously she's got a bargain here on her second command, Sunfire, so you'll lead with that. The 2 magic earth attacks to all targets, temporarily lower the defense and raise the magic. So with that, and a Faithka, something like, you know, Onion Knight, or Faithka Penella's Sheep Song, something like that will really help out. You will be doing tons of damage with this Burst Soul Break. So it is a great addition to this banner if you don't already have it. It's something you will not mind drawing. And you have about a 1.48% chance to pull it. The Summoner's Soul Break, High Summoner's Robe for Braska here. I already have these robes. I do use them on and off for synergy, and they have a small boost to holy damage, so they aren't bad. 17 magic, 87 defense, 133 resistance, and 17 mind. Braska can use white and black magic, so that will complement him or any other red-styled mage in the game. Your Super Soul Break here is fairly unique. Summoner's Dream. Reduce the offensive magic casting time of all allies for 3 turns, temporarily raise their magic a moderate amount, and grant them major regen. So this is a very stackable buff here that will go good on any mage-themed party. The reducing the offensive casting time for the whole team is a highlight of this item with Hastega, and then this as well cast on them. Your team, magically speaking, will be able to function very quickly and pump out lots of damage. So it's definitely not the best Super Soul Break, but if it fills a technical niche that you need it for, this is definitely a very good one to have. It's on the upper average end of Super Soul Breaks. Your chance to draw it is about 2.63%. One, again, that I'm hoping to avoid because I already have it at 6 stars, but I don't know, Lord knows that's probably what I'll get. Next we have the White Mage Robe for Arc here. It's a healing item primarily, but 17 magic, 17 mind, 89 defense, and 136 resistance. As well, constant boost to holy damage with no synergy required. Your Super Soul Break Word of Kindness instantly restores a large amount of HP to all allies and enable them to blink 1 physical attack. This is a very good Super Soul Break. It's a great heal, instantly dragging your whole team is going to be very, very functional, and with synergy it's going to help out even more in situations where you need it. The blink as well, great in boss fights. So this is really good for a Super Soul Break item. I don't really need another healer right now, so I'm trying to avoid it, but I won't be overly upset if I do get one. It will definitely help out your healing game, and it seems like you have about a 2.63% chance to pull this as well. So obviously the Super Soul Breaks are having higher percent drop rates here. The Red Jacket for Edge. This is a good item for a bad character. I'm not too much a fan of Edge in game because his ability, his talent pool is very low. He's kind of restricted to ninja attacks, and for the foreseeable future, ninjas are not the most useful characters normally. It is light armor, so it has identical stats to all the light armors in the game, and it does have a constant boost to fire damage with no synergy required. It is a small boost, but that still will be pretty useful. The Super Soul Break is very good. It is great for this Nemesis battle that we're going to be involved in here as well. Almost like it's kind of designed for it even. Eblin Doppelganger, instantly blur the image of all allies, enabling them to avoid 1 physical attack, and grant them Last Stand and Haste. So it's a Haste Daga, you get Last Stand, which will protect your teammates from 1 mortal wound, and you do get the Blink as well. Again, it's a very technical move, kind of tailored to very difficult boss fights where you know you're going to kind of be risking death and physical attacks as well that are very powerful. So again, Edge is not really the strongest character, but this is a very good Super Soul Break. You're almost better off roaming warrioring this Soul Break though, and not actually running with Edge on your team. So as I've heard other people say, you kind of hope that other people draw this item and set it up on their roaming warrior as opposed to you actually getting it yourself. Now the percent chance to draw it is about 1.48%. So hopefully you can avoid that one unless for some reason you really want to use Edge. Next item here is Sephiroth's Glove. I absolutely want to avoid this item as hard as I can because I already have 4 of them. It is one of my only 8-star items and I still have extra one. So, attack 26, magic 18, defense 93, resistance 89, mine 19. It has stats all over the place, so it is good. It's a glove, so everybody can wear it for the most part, if not everybody. So honestly, it's not a bad piece of equipment. The Super Soul Break transients deal 10 physical dark attacks to one target and temporarily infuse the user with the power of dark. Is pretty dang good for a Super Soul Break. It's got a very high damage output. I don't know if you'd want to cast this and then recast this, but again, if it's really the only thing you have for Sephiroth, it is capable of doing a lot of damage. That aside, again, I don't want it because I already have way too many of these, but not a bad item in general for the Super Soul Break category. And it seems like you have about a 2.74% chance to draw it, so God, I almost not even want to say it, but hopefully we avoid that item really bad. Now, we do have all the items overviewed here, so let's go ahead and do the 100 gem draw first. And maybe we'll have better luck doing the 100 gem draw first. We did it second last night, but I'm not really expecting a whole lot from it. And yeah, you know, about what I expected. You can't always get lucky. I'm on kind of a string of bad luck right now, so hopefully we can pull something decent here. Now I am going to do an 11 draw on this one as well. Let's see what we get. Hopefully something good. Please, no Sephiroth's gloves. Or Braska's robe. Ugh. Well, we got a 3 out of 11. Could be good, could be bad. No overstrikes, sadly. And the moment of truth. Holy fuck, man. Ugh. Good lord, it's like they have a vendetta out for me. They want me to cry. So I already have dupes of the robe and the glove. For God's sakes, I as well have a red jacket now, which I don't know about that one. I probably won't use it, but we'll find out. I'm going to pull one more time on this one. For the love of God, give me some luck. I want to see a disco ball, please. No disco ball. Oh, 2 out of 11 as well. Holy crap, man. They really hate me. They really hate me. We did one more 11 pull. God, we really want a disco ball, at least one. Something besides just a Super Soul Break. Oh lord, we hit the money. That was a 5 out of 11 with 2 disco balls. Lord have mercy, so the awful luck seems to have paid off. Oh wow. 3rd time's a charm, they say. So the moment of truth here. No more fucking Super Soul Breaks, please. Yeah, alright, good. Some fresh stuff. We got Kane's Reverse Soul Break. Okay, that's fine, I guess. We can upgrade it to a 6-star. Okay, I guess we can upgrade it to an 8-star Lance. We got the Onion Knight. Now, I kind of want this last one to be for Sephiroth, but it's for Tiro. So, we didn't get Sephiroth's. Now, I'm not really horrifically sad about that because I really want to get his Burst Soul Break too. That's going to be the item that really defines him as a character. And I do want to use Onion Knight. So, This is a much better draw. Now, that 3 dupe right there is really interesting, but I don't know. I'm definitely not upset with that one. Probably not going to draw on this banner again because I have some of the highlights of what I really wanted. I already actually have Kane leveled, so that'll be a really good move for him, and this will give me an excuse to start the Onion Knight. And as well, Tiro's light armor has amazing stats. So I'm going to conclude my drawing on this banner right here. Oh, this is going to be a bonus draw. This is back to the Player's Choice banner. Since I did get some reasonable items off banner 1, I figured I could sweat one more attempt on this banner for these onion gauntlets. I know I'm probably not going to get lucky after that double disco ball from the last draw, but to hell with it, we're going to do another pull here. The only other banners I'm concerned with are 3 for Sid Reigns and Golbez, and 4 for Alphanod. Oh! No OSB for Cloud, though. We did get 4 out of 11. Hopefully it's not fucking the doo-doo items. Oh, we already got that, so it's a dupe. And another dupe. And another dupe. Oh my god, man. What is going on? This is insane. How is the math possible for that? I already have that item at 7 stars, and I don't even really honestly feel like investing the gil to make another one 7 stars. Oh my gosh, man. Platinum Sword, don't even use that. So that was another terrible draw. Look at that luck. That is... God, man, how? How? I don't know. But we're going to save the rest of our Mithril for the Final Fantasy VI banner, and as well the potential banner 3 and 4 of the anniversary draws. So in the meantime, guys, hopefully you have good luck and you pull some fantastical items. As always, stick with the show. I will be updating fairly regularly, at least, 2 videos a week for Final Fantasy Record Keeper, covering various banners and such. Maybe more, you never know. But again, until next time, I hope you guys have great luck, and I will catch you soon. Have a good one. Later.